So, it was recently announced that The Sims 4 is not going to have proper reviews at launch because EA has decided to not give out early copies to the press. Hello, I'm a red flag. Nice to meet you. Now, while this is a glaring flag as far as the quality of Sims 4 and probably means that the game is downright horrible and they don't want bad press before people have already bought the game and haha, got your money, it just goes to highlight a bigger problem with the games industry. We're kind of asking our dealer for money to pay our dealer. You see, with how rapid game journalism is pretty much required to be since it's on the internet and we're all impatient, a day one review, even a poor one, has an inherent advantage over a day 2 or 3 review. Worse yet, if you're able to get your review out before the game is released because of a lifted embargo, you have a clear and present advantage against anyone. Now, this is made possible through agreements and relationships that are built with individual publishers to allow your website or magazine, article, video, whatever, have early access to the game in exchange for a review. Most of the time, though, that taints the review process, and obviously, giving poor reviews, even honest poor reviews, can lead to that reputation being broken and that relationship between yourself and the publishers you depend on for your content to be over. One Reddit commenter on a thread stated that his website gave a THQ game a 4, a rightfully deserved 4 because the game did not fully launch, and they weren't able to review THQ games for over 3 months. So they lost their exclusivity agreement and they lost their early access. So if they're getting reviews out, it was a week or later, and by then anybody who was already going to research the game already had on a different website. It fundamentally crippled their ability to perform reviews and do what they set out to do as a website. And the fact that it was entirely dependent on the person who's putting out the product is a bit of a problem. Now, I know there's very little we can do right here. The game developers are the ones who make the games. The game review sites are the ones who review the games. And they need to come to some sort of agreement if they're going to get a copy out beforehand. But it skews the tables and puts the full power of the relationship on the game developer side. You review our game poorly and we'll cut you off from any future content that we're going to do. And as we said, internet is fast paced, and if you're not first, you're not second, you're pointless and it's not going to matter much. It's a huge barrier entry to new media outlets, new websites, new people who want to break into the industry. If you're not already working at a company or a website that has one of these exclusivity agreements, you're pretty much left in the dust and you're reporting second-hand at best. Third-hand or even worse. I mean, the list goes on with ways that it leads towards a bias towards the games industry and a bias towards rating games better than they should be and positively reviewing games that don't deserve it. There's horror stories everywhere. I'm going to throw a few in the description so you guys can all take a look, but it's a bit of a problem and a recurring one, and I don't really see a way to fix it, but it definitely needs more attention because a lot of people are blissfully unaware of this. But as it stands, there's very little we're actually able to do. It's just something that a lot of people need to be yelling out about, and a lot of people bigger than me. I can make this video and it probably won't make a huge impact on the games industry. What the hell am I thinking? It almost definitely won't make an impact. But it still needs to be said. By me, by anybody. One small yell, everybody yelling together. That's what it's going to take to actually make a difference. And that's what it's going to take to actually try to change some of these practices. Withholding future content because of a bad review should be something on the matter of trying to influence the news. Trying to influence the news in almost any other business and any other aspect, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I know it's a crime. I don't know at what degree, but I know it's a crime. So why do game developers get away with it? It's a bit of a problem. It's something we have to deal with, and it's clearly going to be something that sits in the back of people's minds when they look at reviews. This is obviously tainted because it's coming from and supplied by the game publisher themselves. Piss them off, no more content. No more content, no more website. No more website, no more cushy job reviewing games. And if one thing's true, people are going to work their best to protect their job, protect their lifestyle, and protect their own ass. Including the game developers. And that includes bullying game journalists. There's a lot of backlash coming out today for a multitude of different reasons, but this one stood out. It shouldn't be done, it shouldn't be permitted, It shouldn't be right, but it's accepted. I'm Legundo, and that's why game journalism is, well, biased.